So now the next problem was that which molecule is acting as a template for protein synthesis? How the information from DNA is transferred to that template, and then that is translated into protein. So cells infected with phage T4 provided the ideal system to find the true template for protein synthesis. Following infection by this virus, the cells stop synthesizing E. coli's RNA. The E. coli's RNA are stopped synthesis. The only RNA synthesized is the transcribed of the T4 DNA. So in the cell, the RNA which is synthesized, that is synthesized from the DNA of T4 virus, and that is not synthesized from the DNA of E. coli. Most strikingly, not only does T4 RNA have a base composition very similar to the DNA of T4, but it does not bind to the ribosomal proteins that normally associate with rRNA to form ribosome. So first evidence was that the composition of this molecule was very similar to the composition or base sequence of DNA of T4. Secondly, this RNA doesn't bind to the proteins which normally bind to rRNA or ribosomal RNA for the synthesis of ribosomes. Instead, after first attaching to previously existing ribosome, T4 RNA moves across their surface to bring its bases into positions where they can bind to the appropriate tRNA amino acid precursors for protein synthesis. So after synthesis, this RNA attaches with the already present ribosome in the cell, and after attachment it moves across the surface of this ribosome. And when it is moving across the surface of ribosome, actually it is exposing its base sequences to the ribosome for the identification of proper tRNA amino acid precursor for incorporation into the protein molecule. In so acting, T4 RNA orders the amino acids and is thus the long sought for RNA template for protein synthesis. Because it carries the information from DNA to the ribosomal sites of protein synthesis, it is called messenger RNA or mRNA, because it takes message from DNA to the ribosome for the synthesis of protein. The observation of T4 RNA binding to E. coli ribosomes, first made in 1960, was soon followed with evidence for a separate messenger class of RNA within uninfected E. coli cells. So similar amino acids were then discovered in those E. coli cells which are not affected by T4 virus. Instead, the rRNA components of ribosomes, together with some 50 different ribosomal proteins that bind to them, serve as the factories for protein synthesis. So these ribosomes, they act as the factories for protein synthesis. They function to bring tRNA amino acid precursors into position where they can read off the information provided by the mRNA template, because these ribosomes, they move on the mRNA molecule, and when they move on the mRNA molecule, actually they provide the opportunity to tRNA amino acid precursors to identify a specific sequence on the mRNA and get attached there. Only a few % of total cellular RNA is mRNA. This RNA shows the expected large variation in length and nucleotide composition required to encode the many different proteins found in a given cell. So as you know, the proteins are of different sizes, so the mRNA molecules will also be of different sizes and different compositions, because proteins are also of different compositions. Hence, it is easy to understand why mRNA was first overlooked, because only a small segment of mRNA is attached at a given moment to a ribosome. A single mRNA molecule can simultaneously be read by several ribosomes, because one molecule is only attached at one time, but to this one mRNA molecule several ribosomes can attach. Here you can see in this diagram, this green one is the mRNA molecule, and several ribosomes, these are attached to this mRNA molecule, and as this mRNA moves across these ribosomes, these proteins are synthesized.